Hear, O nations, and incline your hearts, for the breath of the Almighty sweeps across the earth as a consuming fire, stirring the sands of ancient prophecies and awakening the bones of long-forgotten scrolls. Behold these days, days like the days of Noah, when the earth was filled with violence, and the thoughts of men were set only on evil, when giants roamed, and the heavens wept at the corruption of flesh. Even now, the spirit of Persia rises, clothed in modern Iran, grasping with blood-stained hands to unravel the covenant God forged with Abraham under starlit skies. They scheme with cunning lips, forging alliances in darkness, chanting death to Zion, and death to the West, as though by mere breath they could topple what the Eternal has spoken. Yet see how Israel, the lioness of God, rises from slumber. Her cubs, encircled by menace, her roar shaking the pillars of the nations. Did not her leader stand at the ancient stones of the Western Wall, draped in the prayers of 1,000 generations, pressing his heart against the cold witness of history as he scrawled upon parchment the words of Numbers? That Israel shall rise like a lioness and devour her prey, nor lie down until she has drunk the blood of her foes. And was it not upon the very day when Noah's ark found rest upon Ararat, that this modern battle began, as though heaven itself wove the ending back into the beginning, declaring that what was shall be again? Consider the mystery deeper still, for on that same appointed time did Mordecai of old send forth his decree in Persia, calling the scattered seed of Jacob to stand and defend their lives from the plot of Haman, a son of Amalek, whose spirit still breathes through Ayatollahs chanting ancient curses with new tongues. And on the day when Egypt's children cried to Alexander for restitution, claiming Israel owed them for gold taken in the Exodus, did not the wise reply turn the accusation back upon them, demanding wages for centuries of slavery unpaid? Thus did the tables turn, and the nations that sought to strip Israel were left fleeing, their goods abandoned, feeding Israel in her sabbatical want. So it is even now that Iran, swelling in pride like Goliath, finds her schemes shattered by unseen hands, her proxies scattered, her power waning, for who can curse whom God has blessed? Remember how Balaam stood upon the heights, mouth filled with curses, yet when he opened it, blessings poured forth, for the Almighty placed a bit upon his tongue. So has he done in our days. Even as leaders of the West once trembled like the 10 spies, before the giants, seeing themselves as grasshoppers, there rose two, like Joshua and Caleb, unafraid to stand against Persia's might, believing the land was still promised, that the God of their fathers still wars for Israel, marveled that on the very day the pages of the Talmud were read around the globe, speaking of 2 kingdoms destined to remain until Messiah's feet touched Zion, Persia, and Rome east and west, did Rome draped now in the stars and stripes of America strike? Persia's heart fulfilling lines written in dust and tears ages ago. And do you not see how the number 25 dances through it all? The 25th day of Sivan, when judgments were rendered in favor of Israel, when the hammer fell upon Iran's ambitions, when the echoes of Hanukkah returned, that story of dedication, of cleansing the sanctuary from abominations, rededicating it to the Holy One. 425 is the number bound to trust, bound to the Aaronic blessing, bound to joy, as though heaven whispered, "Those who trust shall see deliverance, shall walk in joy, shall dance upon the ashes of fear." O listener, take heed, for this is not mere tale, but the very breath of prophecy unfolding before our eyes. What began in tragedy, when Hamas struck like serpents on October's dark day, God has turned to triumph. Their fortresses crumble, their alliances fracture, their threats wither. Ash! Even Syria reels, Hezbollah staggers, the Houthis falter, and nations draw nearer to peace with Israel as foretold. A peace that must come before Gog and Magog rise like shadows over the land. So fear not, little flock, for what the world meant for evil, God bends to good. Stand as the 2 did, not as the 10, seeing giants, but knowing the battle belongs to the Lord. Lift your head, for redemption draws near. The Lion of Judah yet walks among the lampstands, roaring his victory over the schemes of darkness. Let this truth steady your trembling heart. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No curse alight upon what God has blessed. Take courage, rejoice, trust even in trembling, for he is faithful. And so I declare unto you in this hour of shaking, in this age of wonders and terrors, Be strong, be very courageous. Stand upon the rock, and let your praises rise like incense, for the King comes swiftly. Subscribe to Ignite.